What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tammy Talks. I am Tammy. We are here today. Y'all know why we're here. Y'all know why we're here. Insecure is back. This is season 5, episode 1, the final season. Final season, y'all. So, before we even get started, if you are new to my channel, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button. We are chasing 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there, y'all. Every little subscriber helps. No subscribers left behind. All that good stuff. Go hit the subscribe button. If you are here from another video, or you keep coming back week after week for any of my other content, be sure to hit the subscribe button because why the hell not, right? So let's get right into it, y'all. Reunited, okay? So, I'm gonna say that for the end. I'm gonna save it for the end. Let's get right into it. So the series starts off with the whole crew, sans Lawrence, meeting up at Stanford because they are there for their 10-year reunion where Issa is going to be speaking on a panel. So we see Tiffany, Derek, and Kelli in the car talking about Molly's Instagram page and how she is posting all these like deep quotes and kind of going through the social media motions of when you break up with somebody. And they're just kind of, Tiffany's like, no, she's fine. And Molly and Kelli is like, no, she's not. Why is she posting pictures of just her eye? So it's like, it's the typical Tiffany Kelli banter that we love, that we have seen. I feel like for the past 4 seasons, people have been screaming, give us more Kelli content, and we got it, y'all. But I don't think we got it in the way that anybody anticipated. So we also then see Issa, and she is arriving in San Francisco. We see her walking out of the airport, and she walks straight up gets into a car. And I'm thinking this is too smooth. This is too smooth. And then of course we see Issa get out the car because she got in the wrong Uber. so so then she like asked the man, "Do you know so and so? Y'all don't meet up in the morning." And it's typical Issa, and I love this show so much because I am awkward. If you know me, you know that I am awkward AF. So like watching Issa navigate through her awkwardness is like it's speaking to me. So we find out Issa is a panelist. When she walks up, she walks into Stanford. She meets up with the rest of the group, and we can see the tension between Molly and Issa. It is like radiating off of both of them, bouncing off the screen. And it's awkward. And I actually thought that they were okay because season 4's finale, we saw them like meet up at at the little restaurant that they used to go to all the time. But I guess that they really couldn't get past it from there. So here we are. So they're kind of talking about what they're all there for, and Kelli was asking why didn't she have a name tag, and Issa was like, I got one and it say panelist, and they're flipping through the book. Well, before that, they ask Issa, her company's called Block, and they're asking her what does it stand for, and she has to look it up because she forgot. And I'm like, this is Issa. This is classic, typical Issa. So they're walking through the halls, and they open up a book that is like the pamphlet or like the itinerary for the weekend. And it shows that Kelli has died. It shows that Kelli has died, and they have her picture, and Kelli is like, what the fuck is going on? And Issa's like, oh, is that why they called me? And Issa says that her quote was that Kelli was funny, and then they put like a laugh in it. And I've been watching all of Issa's interviews, listening to all of Issa's interviews about season 5. She has hinted that someone dies. She has hinted that she knows that fans will kind of be upset. She has hinted that she does not know how fans will receive it. A lot of the cast members have said they're not going to watch the series finale episode. And I feel like I feel like to me this episode was foreshadowing of something happening to Kelli. So then they're walking outside, and Molly asks Kelli how long did it take her and Tiffany to get back together when they had their falling out. Um, and Kelli is like, it takes a while. We were fake back cool before we got really, really cool. And by that, she's like, we were kind of going through the motions, but it takes time when you have a falling out with people to get back into them. I'm a person that when I fall out with people or friends, I'm done. Um, and I kind of feel like it takes two people to want to like fix it. And if those two people that are, a part of the friendship aren't really both putting in, equal effort to try to fix it or get the friendship back to kind of where it was, then it's not going to work. And that's what Kelli is saying. Like, if you're worried about it, you have to put forth the effort yourself. You need to ask her about something. Reach out to her because you can't sit and be stagnant, and kind of wait for that person to kind of fall back into your lap, so to speak. But she said it in like her Kelli way where she's like, ask her if she got two big toes. I ain't never seen the toes. Ask her about this. So Molly was like, okay, that wasn't helpful at all. But thank you. So they get into like a day party and they see a friend of theirs named Cheyenne. And Tiffany, who does not seem to be entertained or thrilled with Cheyenne, it's like y'all can go speak. Y'all have like a rap group or something, right? And they were called Trap Happy. And they run over Kelli, Molly, and Issa. They run over and they're all talking and rapping and stuff. And it's like, oh, are they introducing a new cast member? I would say that would be kind of different, I guess. But they're over there and it's like it seems like a good reunion. So they're talking, they're rapping, they're dancing. Cheyenne kicks her leg up, and it's like, Kelli, can you still do this? Kelli was like, girl, hell yeah. Kelli kicks her leg up. It just seems fun. And then Kelli asks Cheyenne, how did you get your name tag? And Cheyenne tells her, girl, I stole it. I'm not paying for nothing like this. So we see Molly then talking to Derek, who is Tiffany's husband, and two other gentlemen. And they're reminiscing on Q parties. And if you went to Q parties in college, like many of us did, they weren't lying. The parties used to be musty as hell. My best friend is in a sorority, and she's an AKA. And I remember, like, we went to every single college party. We traveled around the state of Wisconsin to all the different college parties that we could. And it was something about the parties that the Qs threw at, whether it was on like school property or if it was like kicking it at their houses. Their parties always did have a definite smell. It's because they did all that damn jumping around. So it's always fun to like connect with the stuff that they're saying. Like on the show and being able to connect it to your real life. So then we see Molly standing and watching the screen as they do like the in memoriam tributes, like they do at the Oscars and the Grammys and stuff. And Kelli's picture pops up, and it was like she was funny. She has a great purse. She does the best stanky leg. And Kelli was like, why the hell would they say that? And you can just kind of see throughout this episode that while she's typically the life of the party and everyone is, she's funny, she keeps everybody laughing and entertained, she doesn't want to be known as just that. So when you pass on, you don't want people to be like, oh, she did the best Dougie. Like, you want people to kind of talk about your accomplishments, talk about more so of your personality. She was warm, she was caring, she was a great friend, stuff like that. And it just, to Kelli, it kind of seems like, why would they say something like that? But she does, so the room starts doing the stanky leg with her. And then we see her kind of do it. But there's a certain sadness that we see over Kelli's face this entire episode. So then we see Issa, presumably in her hotel room, and she's talking to her younger self. And this took me out because this has been the clip that has been like floating around social media where young Issa, has like little twists in her hair. She has her braces on. We have all been through the braces phase in high school. And it was like, oh, you got your braces off. Let me see them teeth. Show me how you eat. Like, hilarious. I have been screaming, laughing on my couch about this damn episode. So Issa, like tells her younger self, like, just so you know, so and so is cheating on you, and create an app with pictures and call it Instagram. And her younger self was like, what's an app? And it just goes to show, like, back, for real, when we were that age in high school and stuff, depending on how old you are, I'm an age myself, but when we were back in high school and stuff, we didn't have apps. We had social media websites, but we didn't have apps. You know, we didn't have iPhones where you could have, you know, Facebook and Instagram. We didn't have any of that stuff. So it was like hilarious to see her younger self be like, what the hell is an app? So we switch over and we see Issa is on the panel. And the man calls her company Blow, CC. And Issa tries to make a joke that falls flat about how she failed at her logo because her company is really called Block. Um, and she's trying to, like, the guy before her was able to, like, do a little rap and everybody joined in and it worked for him. Issa tries to do that when she's like tanking and it doesn't work and everybody's just kind of looking at her like, So everybody else on the panel they all seem to be entrepreneurs and they all seem to be more sure of themselves and more sure of their companies. And Issa's just kind of like, she's worried that she's going to wake up one day and realize she didn't do enough or realize that she put in all this work for nothing. And that's a very real fear. You know, there are people that work 9 to 5s their entire life and they might wake up in their 50s and think, maybe I should have started that business back in my 20s. Maybe I should have done that side hustle. Maybe I should have pushed myself a little further, you know what I mean, to try to get to the next level that I knew I was capable of, but just was scared to start, you know, or just people that doubted themselves from the beginning. So even though she tanked with the crowd, I think she gave the most realistic advice to those people. So afterwards, we see the girls are all out, and Tiffany said that she's going to an AKA event. Is Amanda Seals really an AKA? Because Molly plays an AKA on there too, but Molly's never wearing any of the clothes. So I'm assuming Yvonne is not an AKA, and Amanda Seals has to be because she is parried down this episode. So Kelli says she's going to go to the band and see if what memorial they had for her, because I guess she was in the band in college. Okay. So Tiffany invites Molly to come with her because she's an AKA. And Molly is like, no, I'm going to go. Issa, do you want to kick it? And that's Molly putting the foot forward to try to get to some type of normalcy with her and Issa. So they walk past some like event. They steal some beers off of the table. And then they're like walking and just kind of talking. And Issa is kind of venting about how she felt, she bombed on the panel. She's not sure if she's like, what she's doing is the right direction. Like what she expressed on there is a real fear for her. And then we have Molly who's venting about Omari. And it's kind of like, what should I do? Like, he's calling me, but he just got divorced. Was it his fault? Was it her fault? Like, what happened? And they're just kind of like, they don't want to give the other advice. And they really don't want advice from the other. So it's a very, very weird situation to be in with a friend where it's like they don't know how to act around each other, to be real. So they end up, after Issa goes on this rant and she like yells out something about her being an Uber driver, having to drive somebody to Palm Springs on a Tuesday. Molly is like, did you eat yet? So they go eat, and I have never seen a more awkward dinner. I never want to be in that position where I'm out with somebody and it is that damn awkward that it's like, let's just stare at our food so I can hurry up and get the hell out of here. So they're eating, and Molly asks Issa, will we be okay? And typical Issa, it's like, you mean like the country or, and Molly is like, no, us. And before Issa can answer, because Issa does not answer, she gets a text message from Kelli saying that Cheyenne has invited them to go to some bar that Issa says she has not been to since she got kicked out of it. And she's like, of course I want to go to that raggedy ass bar with y'all. So they go to the bar, and Molly is kind of looking like, if Issa hasn't answered, then she's, you can tell in her face that it's kind of like, okay, it's not going to work then. You know what I mean? You can only try so hard and put forth so much effort if the other person isn't willing to receive it or even willing to try at that point. So they meet up with Cheyenne, and we see them in the car, and they are rapping along to, I think it was T-Pain. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong. The song is slipping me now, but Kelli's in the front seat and she's like soaking. And they're like, and Tiffany is like peeping it, and it's like, what is the problem? And Kelli is saying how nobody in the band remembered her. Somebody was like, she was funny, and somebody just remembered that she's allergic to kale. And they were like, you are allergic to kale, girl. That's a good thing. They like that is something to know about somebody. If somebody is allergic to something, if you know that they're allergic to a particular thing, and something as random as kale, that's good to know. That means that person truly paid attention to you when you were talking. And they were like, Kelli, you are funny though, but you are funny. You know how you be. And she's like, so am I just a joke to y'all? And it was in that moment that I was like, something is wrong, y'all. Something is wrong. Something is wrong with Kelli. Something is deeply, deeply wrong. And this season is not going to go the way that we want, y'all. It's not going to go the way that we want, the way that we're expecting. So Kelli eventually laughs, because that's what she does. She laughs stuff off. So she eventually laughs to kind of break the moment. But Tiffany is like side eyeing her because Tiffany and Kelli are best friends. And she's kind of side eyeing like something is wrong. So then we see Cheyenne suggests that they stop and take their own liquor to the bar. And I was like, okay, because I've definitely done that before. And when they get out, Issa and Molly and Cheyenne are walking out. This man comes up and pulls out a gun and is robbing them. Give me what's in the bags. Give me your purses. Give me this. Give me that. Whatever. And they are like shook. And I pray that I am never held at gunpoint, because I'm probably just gonna fall the fuck out and die without you even shooting me. So they're like, oh my God, they're trying to get off their bracelets. And Molly is like, girl, take everything. And then Cheyenne keeps being like, girl, don't take the Cartier. Don't do that. That's this, like kind of name dropping what they have. And the man is finally like, Shay, shut up. And they kind of look at her and it's like, she set them up. So she's like, girl, ain't nothing changed. Take off your shoes. Take all that. And then Issa tries to give her shoes, and she was like, no, we don't need those. So, like, Cheyenne sets them up. So they get back to the car, and Tiffany and Kelli are like, where's the liquor? And Kelli was like, bump that, where are your shoes? And they're like, Cheyenne robbed us. And they were, Kelli and Tiffany were like, wait, what? And Molly and Issa fall out laughing, because it's like, that heifer really robbed us. And it was like in that moment that you can see that they started to bond over something. Sometimes it takes for like as hard as it is, traumatizing things or like just dumbass situations that you get put in with that other person for you guys' bond to like be back together. So they're sitting there laughing about it, and I'm thinking, y'all laughing, but she just took all y'all stuff. But Molly rich, so she don't care. So the next morning, we see they're at a restaurant, and we see them having a fake memorial, or they're having a memorial for Kelli, and we can see another picture, and it's a bunch of stuff that's written out about her. There's a cake with some there's I'm scared, excuse me, some pancakes with a candle, and I'm looking like, is this season, like, was this episode a flashback? What is going on? And then it pans to Kelli, and she's like, thank you. And Tiffany's husband Derek is like, y'all are doing a lot. And again, I'm like, foreshadowing, y'all. Foreshadowing. So as they're leaving the restaurant, Molly and Issa decide that they're going to move forward. They're going to try to get past the awkwardness in their friendship. They're both going to put forth an effort to just leave the past in the past, whatever caused them to, have this issue with each other. Forget it. Life is too short. And then it goes into this, like, life is too short kind of montage, right? So we see Issa gets picked up by Lawrence. And then we see, like, Kelli's at home. Yeah, we see Kelli setting up her podcast. We know she's had her podcast. We see Molly kind of looking at herself in the mirror. And we see Tiffany at home holding her baby. Now, Kelli is doing this montage, this podcast, and she's talking about how life is too short and how you want to make the most out of the days that you have left. What would you do if you knew that the end was near? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm going to assume that Kelli, like, has some type of terminal illness and she knows the end is coming and she has not told her friends yet. And so within this little time that she has left, she wants to be known as more than just Kelli, the goofy friend that made us laugh. So while Kelli is doing this, we see Issa in the car with Lawrence, and it's awkward. Lawrence is like trying to talk, suggest they go get food, have little like car banter, and Issa's not going. And I'm like, what happened? Like, Issa can't be still kind of stuck on how the panel went. And I think it was in that moment that Issa was probably just like, I can't. But what made me mad was like, why you wait until you get all the way to that man's house in San Francisco to kind of tell him without saying it? Because she said that I've been thinking, and Lawrence knew what that meant. She can't handle him being with, she can't handle him having a baby. She just can't. So I was on Ashley Miller's Instagram. Y'all know Ashley, obviously. And Ashley asked if she the only one that does not want Issa back with Lawrence. And I'm like, no, I don't want them back together. I truly don't. I think that they were a season for each other. Because since they've separated, they have both blossomed in ways that I don't think they would have if they were still together. I don't want them together. I mean, I don't want Lawrence with Condola. Condola is unlikable on this show and on 20s. And it's no shade to the actress, but girl, you are picking roles that just, yikes. I hope Kelli doesn't really die. I hope she doesn't. But that's the vibe that I am getting from this season premiere. But this has been Insecure Season 5, Episode 1, Reunited, okay? If you have not already, please subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video if you enjoyed the content. Leave some comments down below. What do y'all think about the episode? What do y'all think about it? Is Kelli gonna die? Is she? Am I looking too much into it, or did y'all catch the foreshadowing too? So, catch y'all next week. Peace.